Hey, what is going on YouTube? This is Robert, and today I am bringing you to the full drop list for this week, which is going to be week 4 of the spring-summer season. Now for this week we've got a collaboration alongside quite a few lookbook items, obviously, but to be perfectly honest, I think this is one of the better collaborations that is then going to be following up another one. Like typically when we have week by week collaborations, you have a really good one and then that's the peak, it drops down after that. However, I think that this is almost on par with the North Face in terms of the enjoyment side and the amount of support driving behind it. So for this week we've got the Toy Machine collaboration, and yeah, I'll admit it is good. So yeah, let's just get straight into this week. As per norm, let me know down below whether or not your items from last week have arrived or not, and yeah, let's just jump straight into this. Yep, that's it.
Okay, so let's get started with the Toy Machine pieces, I suppose would be the easiest way to phrase it in the end. So we'll kick things off with the JBL clip, which is obviously like a little portable Bluetooth speaker. I'm not gonna lie, I looked into these beforehand. For like the most recent one, they don't really name which clip it is because they're like different versions to it, almost like an iPhone or an iPod, you know what I mean? Like you have different editions, and the most recent one is about 35 or 40 pounds. A little bit worried about that because it could be Supreme being like, hey, we're charging more, but with how they have been on a couple of pieces, I feel like they might just be like fair-ish, and they could just charge, you know, 40, 45 if we're lucky. There have been a couple of accessories this season that have been below the sort of expectation of what the retail might be, which is really great, but others not so much. So yeah, from there we have the skateboard deck, which I'm not gonna lie, it most definitely has the most want factor, I suppose you could say, for it. And what I mean by that is no matter where I have checked currently or so far, the skateboard is brought up several times and people just want it. That's it. And I agree, it's a good skateboard in the end. There have been a lot of subpar ones from Supreme as of late, and this is definitely not even close. Like the crowd of those skateboards is far gone that way. This is up here. It's perfect. It's a great skateboard. So yeah, we then have the hoodies, which are all good colorways. I think it's perfectly fine, and yeah, I do like the pink. Very vibrant, very out there, but I think it's a really nice color choice for it. So yeah, we then have the Chosen One baseball jersey, which a lot of people liked. You know, it's good, it looks good, it's got a lot of embroidery and logos on it. The only thing that a lot of people weren't really a fan of was just on the back, the Chosen One. Obviously that's the name, you know, it makes sense. That's the only thing that a lot of people weren't really a massive fan of, but aside from that, it's hit and miss. So I think typical, I think that we will see at least a colorway go. But aside from that, it will just be sizes here and there, I think, that will be the ones that disappear in the end. So moving on from there, we have the Devil Cat tee. I think it's a cool tee, plain simple. The logo is large enough. Sometimes it's like too big, too small, and people are like, you know, it's not great. But with this, I think it's perfectly fine. And yeah, again, I think the colorways are cool. It could be a case of just like black or white goes first, but personally I do just think the pink's a good colour. So yeah, we then have the 2-in-1 MA1 and vest. Obviously that's why it's a 2-in-1. Personally for me, as long as the retail's good, which I might be asking for a lot, but if the retail's good, I think it's great. Purely because of the fact that, say it's like even 178, you know, even 178, what does Supreme charge for a vest typically? Like, keep in mind, you know, and what would they charge for an MA1 normally? A high amount. Now, 178, I'm probably lowballing it. I mean, if it was like 158, that'd be insane. But you know what I mean. To get them separately costs a lot from Supreme. So if they, you know, were combined for a lower price than what typically one of them retails for, because I'm pretty sure some vests from them are what, like 108 to 138. So sometimes 98, I think, might be a number, but if it's not even that much higher, it's not even really up for debate, realistically. I know that the branding isn't all there on the MA1 in the end for that fact, because as soon as you take away the vest, that Supreme's not there, and we don't get to see the back without it. But still, I think it'll be fine. From there we have a washed canvas camp cap. Personally, I think the colourway is perfectly fine, but black and the blue or like navy-ish tone are going to be my favourite out of them. We then have a Salvation zip-up hoodie. Lots going on with it. I like the different variations to font and the colourways and everything changing. I'm just not a zip-up fan, I'm not gonna lie. I do like the Lakers type of tone going on here, and I love this blue at the front with the red angels, but yeah, I'm just not a zip-up person, so it's just one of those things. We then have the Toy Machine zip-up sweater, or hooded sweater at that. I think this is cool. I don't know if it deserves to be higher or low on the list, but I'd like to see people wearing it in the end to actually get a full like feeling and look for it, but you know, that is asking for a lot because we're quite early into the week. So yeah, sometimes the photos that Supreme take don't really do the full justice for these pieces, even when they're like the promo of people wearing them. It doesn't give the perfect like look of some of them, and it's only when you then see people with in-hand photos or wearing them or such that it then really brings it up a level. From there we have the New Era Salvation beanie, which is obviously to match with the hoodie. Yeah, I think these are okay. I think that the font isn't as legible because they've gone for like a singular colour and there's no real gaps or anything to do with them. But, you know, they're okay. I just think they're less saturated and less vibrant, which sometimes happens. Pieces just randomly are really vibrant in one thing, and then as soon as they're switched over to another, they lose some of that saturation and vibrancy, and it's like, okay then. We then have the Toy Machine Welcome to Hell tee. I still think all of these tees are perfectly fine, I'm not gonna lie. This one obviously has the back graphic of Welcome to Hell to it as well, with the small Supreme box logo. Obviously Welcome to Hell is the video released in 1996 that was like instant hit basically. You can look into it. Supreme gave you all the information and facts, or you can just Google it, won't take you long. So yeah, we then have a short sleeve pocket tee, plain simple, lots of different colorways, nice and easy. We then have the Toy Machine webbing belt. I kind of need a belt, but at the same time I'd like to see how much it is, and realistically you could probably get something else that would do the same job. So yeah, we have the mesh back 5 panel also dropping. I think the green colorway is the highlight for this, just a personal choice in the end. We have the Harrington jacket, perfectly fine. I'm just not a fan of the orange, I'm not gonna lie. The Toy Machine fist tee is also dropping. It's evident and self-explanatory. And for the last 4 items we have a warm-up pant and a loose fit mini plaid short sleeve shirt. But for the Toy Machine we have the faux leather vest and the work pant. Work pant I'm just black colorway, but the faux leather vest I'm kind of surprised that it's this low, because I've seen so many people saying that they want that and like the skateboard, or that and the clip. I don't know, I think it's cool, but yeah, it's clearly not being received in the same manner, I suppose. But yeah, that is going to cover this week. So as per norm, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below, what you're going to be going for, whether or not you're going to try to go in store this week or not. And yeah, that's about it. I would have gone for the clip. I'm not going to lie, there's a chance, well, I would say the 5 panel, but at the same time I might just end up leaving things be, because there's also Palace this week, which is Umbro, which is another great collaboration. Like Supreme and Palace having 2 great weeks, like day after day basically, is really decent. So, but I might be grabbing the beanie from that, but yeah, I'll have to decide. So anyway, like I said, let me know down below. Other than that, I do hope that you have a good rest of your day, and I will see you all next time. Peace.